What up? It's been a while since I've posted on this channel at all. I just want to do a quick update recap on 2025. Really, it was definitely the hardest and best year of my entire life. I can say that with full confidence, which is a weird dichotomy, but to go over, kind of just break down the basic timeline of events. 2025, I did my first ever bodybuilding show. And it was huge. It was a great experience. I ended up placing like fifth place. I didn't place super high, but honestly, I wasn't super beat up about it. I'm just glad I did it. I never thought I would imagine myself doing something like that. When I got into coaching, it was because I wanted to help other people who kind of felt the same way I did. Where I was like, I didn't honestly believe it was like possible for me to get like super ripped or shredded or anything. So for me to actually put it into action and see myself do that was rewarding enough. It was rewarding enough on its own. So on top of all that, right, I had this plan in May. So started prep late 2024, like November, December. And then the whole time I was planning to propose to my fiance. We had a trip planned in May of 2025 where we were going to go to Rome and Switzerland, which we did. She said yes, by the way. So that was huge. And yeah, basically through my prep, right, I learned a lot. I grew a lot. And there's a few lessons that I felt like I really took away from that whole experience that I'm trying to carry with me in my day-to-day life now. The first one being, I guess, like just really learning to love the process and enjoy the dichotomy of bodybuilding. Like, why did I even get into bodybuilding in the first place? It wasn't something when I first got into lifting I imagined myself doing. I never thought, like, I didn't know what bodybuilding was even to like think about doing that. But I really fell in love with that sport, and it really happened when I surrounded myself with other coaches and people who love bodybuilding and saw the lifestyle impact it had on myself, my clients, and just the people around me, dude. Really just breaking, when I mean bodybuilding, I mean just ultimately training for hypertrophy, keeping up my cardio, maintaining lean physique, and eating whole foods. That's really all I mean by bodybuilding, I guess. So I truly believe the bodybuilding lifestyle is for everybody and will drastically improve basically anybody's life. Anybody who can physically lift and do these things will benefit from it. And my choice for doing this show wasn't obviously like really lifestyle focused because I got shredded and it wasn't super sustainable. I'm not that lean still. But I don't know, I really just wanted to push myself mentally, get there. I felt like, it was the perfect timing. The show was a week before I left the country to go, propose to my girlfriend, now fiance. And it just felt like it was in the cards. Like, I was doing good with my training. I was like pretty bulked up. I was like 190 pounds. Again, I felt like really strong. I had great momentum. I had some great clients. So it was just the right time for me, to kind of push myself and see what I would look like and what that experience is like. And dude, it was an experience. I never really understood like the mental side of things when it came to bodybuilding. I always felt like I knew it was hard to lose weight. I lost weight before when I first started lifting. I went from like 210 to like 150, dude. It was crazy. And I wasn't necessarily bodybuilding or following a plan. I just started eating more whole foods and doing cardio and stuff. Besides the points, just wanted to push myself. And I didn't understand how hard that would be mentally. I was somebody who really struggled with mental health when I was a kid. I was in and out of therapy and like counseling from the age of like basically like 12 to now. Like, I still go to therapy. And at the time of starting the prep, I felt like I was mentally in a really good spot. Like, I felt like I was prepared for it. My stress levels were kind of mostly under control. Like, everything was kind of going good. And it kind of, as I was dropping calories, doing more cardio, just getting hungrier, it brought back a lot of those like feelings of anxiety and like depression and the things I really struggled with when I was younger. And honestly, it dragged me down really low, like the lowest I've been in a while. While I was like really trying to, support my bodybuilding, support my clients, support my fiance. And ultimately, she was the one supporting me more than anything throughout the whole prep. I couldn't have done it without her. And even that ate at me on my prep. I felt like I wasn't doing enough to support her. And mentally, it was just something I wasn't prepared for, ultimately. Like, it really got to me. And I had some really tough times, really just like coping during that prep. And then even with the food, I never thought like, I would like have like an eating disorder or consider myself to have like a bad relationship with food or anything. But as I got hungrier, like I could see that relationship getting worse. Like I was just buying food I couldn't even like fit into my calories and feeding it to my fiance. And not even feeding it, I would just offer to her and she didn't want to eat all that food. So it would just kind of go bad, which was wasteful in many ways. And I felt horrible about that. And then when I would be hungry, a lot of times I would just like open the fridge or open the cupboard and just stare at food. Or like, I would like grab like something small, like sugar-free chocolate chips was my go-to. I would eat like one at a time. And like, eventually, it would turn into like a binge and I would just start shoveling shit down my face. On prep, the binging wasn't as bad. It honestly got worse after the show a little bit when I didn't have that goal of stepping on stage and I didn't have like check-ins to fill out with my coach. My relationship with food really fell apart after that. That being said, I ended up just going back to therapy for it. We're working on my mental health. The last few months since my show, I've improved a lot. Like I gained some weight after my show. When I stepped on stage, I was like 162. And then a few months later, I was up to like 180. So yeah, I gained weight pretty quickly. And I wasn't very happy with how I looked. It kind of like all like really led me to this like hole of burnout after I got back from my vacation. Like, I had hit my show, right? And then I left the country and had an amazing time, got engaged, and I felt like I was on this huge emotional high for like a month straight, essentially. The whole time in Italy and everything, I was like lean. I felt good, like I looked good. Everything felt great, dude. And then like coming back home was a real struggle, like just adjusting to like kind of coming back to like, what do I do now? Like I did my show. My coach was trying to help me reverse diet, but like I just wasn't mentally prepared for it, dude. Ultimately, I was still binging at night, or that's kind of when I started really binging, I guess, right when I got back from the vacation. And I felt like, I was kind of like going to end up, like I was inevitably going to end up where I started before even lifting. Like I thought I was going to get to like, should be really overweight again, obese, whatever, or obese. Besides the point. All those things ultimately, I feel like now have like fueled the fire of why I'm back on this, why I wanted to like even make this video in the first place, dude. Like, I feel like I've learned and grown so much from then. And I know kind of who I am, who I want to help, and that I truly can make a big difference in all of my clients' lives, anybody who asks me. So that's why I want to focus more on this long form content. I feel like it's a little more authentic. I can get my thoughts across better. It's a weird angle, I just realized, but I can get my thoughts across better. I can explain things better and be more real on this platform than I could on the short form. So you'll see more of me on here, and you'll see me keep getting jacked and shredded, dude. I'm already down. Like I said, I got up to 180. I'm already down. Like I'm fluctuating between like my lowest was like 173 to like 175. So I'm sitting around there now. I'm feeling really good about my physique. My strength is going up. My relationship with food is getting a lot better. I'm not really binging, eating mostly whole foods again. A lot of these things are falling back into place. But looking back on all of it, right? Like now that I'm in this place where mentally I'm doing a little bit better, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm kind of back to where I was. Like I can reflect and say that like that experience was very hard. It was very worth it. And there's a lot of things I could have done better. But ultimately, I'm just grateful I got to do it. I'm grateful that I had so much support from everybody around me to get through it. And I'm grateful that ultimately I'm still here, still kicking. Hopefully gonna do another show. I'm definitely gonna do another show after I get married in like 2027, hopefully. So we can look out for that. In the meantime, I just want to grow. I want to show more of myself to the internet. I want to put my personality, my coaching, my philosophy on training out there to see who it clicks with and how I can just help as many people as I possibly can. That's why I got into this, and that's why I keep doing it. But yeah, I appreciate you for listening. If you related to anything I'm saying in this video, if you felt like you're going through your first prep and you're really mentally struggling, like every day is a huge struggle, just remember there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You're not alone. I feel you. Many other bodybuilders on this platform feel you. And just lean on those who support you. Take care of yourself, and it will all fall into place. Thanks for listening.